You ready, boy?
What's up?
What's up? This is going to be one of those things that people think is like so cliche because it's going to be like, oh, we hear so many people say this. Entrepreneurial couples, copreneurs, right? Like, we need to make sure we have routines, but then we also like need to know what does that actually look like.
Again, you're talking about two human beings. Y'all already are married. Y'all in business together, and you have to make sure that your schedules align with everything that you're doing.
You got on your keys. You got on your keys. Everything you want on top of everything you need. Just got on your keys. Nobody could take this. Built it from ground up and nobody could break this. I'm making real moves. When I see it, I want it, I get it. Let's build an empire, baby. I know that you with it. Can't nobody stop this. They can only watch this. It's time to talk life balance, love and marriage, all the trending topics. No off days, come up the hard way. Never no shortcuts. I took the long way. Gotta leave treasure for my kids' pleasure. Every loss been a lesson and an unexpected blessing. Planting seeds showing up, small money growing up, accomplishing my goals, champagne bottle pouring up, name on everything, I'm signing the dotted line, money been working for me, I'm kicking back on recline, I own it just like the moment, everything I became, my hustle could take the blame, solidify my name, gotta walk through the rain, gotta go through the pain, you gotta soak up the game, create your own lane, switch gears, never change, level up and gain, you can have everything long as you do one thing, you just gotta own your keys. You just got on your keys.
So one of the things, I feel like I always say that. I'm always like, so one of the things, but one of the things that, you know, we, this is going to be one of those things that people think is like so cliche because it's going to be like, oh, we hear so many people say this, but it's something that's so real. When you really think about, you know, success and what success looks like for you. If your life is operating in chaos, if you're in chaos, if there's no organization, right? If you don't have a routine, you know, then it's almost like, it's like who's doing what? How are we doing what? What progress are we actually making? How are we going to track that progress? Because there's no organization, there's no metrics to track. And so, you know, when we thought about this, even for ourselves, we're like, gosh, we're like, entrepreneurial couples, copreneurs, right? Like, we need to make sure we have routines, but then we also like need to know what does that actually look like? Like, what are those things that, you know, couples that are in business together, like, what are some of those things that they should be doing and how should they operate? Like, what are 5 of those things? So that's what we're going to be talking about today, is like the 5 things that, you know, entrepreneurial couples should do to build a routine, have a routine, and make sure that you stick to that routine.
Yeah, being consistent with the routine.
Yeah.
So, well, let's get into it then.
Yeah, let's get into it. So y'all, welcome. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome.
On Your Keys podcast.
Yeah, I'm your host, Mink.
And I'm Jay Goday, aka Mr. On Your Keys, aka the Monopoly Boss. What's good?
What's up, y'all? Y'all already know this is the On Your Keys podcast. Well, we not only teach you guys how to grind and shine, but we teach you guys how to vibe and combine. I said grind and shine. Oh yeah, and combine. We working on this intro, so y'all
know what it is, man.
Yeah, y'all know what it is. It's the information.
But anyway, like, you know, so this, what we talking about is like really, it's an eye-opening subject for us because we've been in business together almost as long as we've been together.
Yeah, that is true. We really have. We've been together almost 12 years, and
we've been together 12 years.
Yeah.
And we've been married 10 years, and we've been in business for
since 2015.
Yeah, so 8 years.
Yeah.
12, 10, 8.
That's so cute.
I know,
we got
right?
like even numbers.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's like we got together 2 years later, boom, got the married thing going, you know. Then 2 years later, we got that business.
Yeah,
thing.
you wanted to get married fast. He wanted to lock that thing up.
She wanted me to have come in business with her, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like,
but
she really felt some kind of way too.
I really did, y'all. like y'all, like for real, like let us know if you guys have had like that similar things. Seriously, like he didn't. I'll never forget when I first asked him about, and it wasn't about the business. It was about the nonprofit. Yeah, it was a nonprofit, and he was like, nah, you can't. He was like, you do that, but I'm gonna support you.
She was like, she was so geek. She was like, she had everything. She had the whole plan.
Yeah.
She had everything.
I was so
and she was like,
then.
you know, she gave me the whole situation. Like, I'm talking about, she came to it ready, right?
Yeah, I did.
And she was like, you gonna do this with me? I'm like, I'll support you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be with you. You know what?
He was like, I'm just not feeling that. He was like, I'm not feeling that. And for me, it's like I always saw Jay as this, you know, this grandioso person. I used to be like, in my eyes, he was everything, you know, and he was so he's super intelligent, and you know, he was the type of person, he was so super organized. So I was organized, but he helped me to be even more organized, like the way that he kept his clothes, the way he kept his shoes. So even when I first started the business, and you guys have probably heard this story before, but even when I started the business, like he was a person that actually pushed me to start the business because I was so confused, you know, and I had no clarity in terms of like what I wanted to do, what direction I wanted to go. But he helped me to actually build a routine then.
Yeah.
Build a routine of just going to the office, because he got me in office for like, I think it was 6 months. When I first started the business, he was like, I'm gonna get you this office, and he was like, you go to the office every day. He was like, go like you're going to work every day.
Yeah.
And that helped me build a routine. So in talking about these 5 things, you know, that couples should do in building a routine and being able to stay consistent, right? What would you say the first thing would be? Because you helped me with building a routine.
Yeah.
Just in that, and we didn't even know that that's what you were doing at the time. You know,
Right.
I didn't even realize that. But
Right.
now that we're thinking about it, it was just kind of came out like organically.
I know.
It's like, what do you think? What would you say like one of those things would be?
I would say the first thing, and it's like 2 parts. I would say communicate and coordinate.
Okay, that's good.
And because again, like when you're talking about couples, it's like it's a little bit different. It's a difference like if I was running a business, but you was a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home wife, and what my schedule may not be as prudent for you to have access to or know every single move about my schedule, because
Right.
you know we're doing 2 separate things. You know, you're with the kids, or you getting the house together, so you got a schedule, and then I got a schedule.
Okay.
But us as running a business together, and then we have 2 separate functions of a business, I really need to know what you're doing, and you got to know what I'm doing, because so much of our daily routine is intertwined with each other.
Yeah.
So it's like if you got to take a meeting that's outside of what we got going on, if I got to take, which is very often,
Yeah. Very
have to take
often,
a meeting outside of what we got going on. We can't have a recording session in the middle of, you know, a Wednesday when I got 2 board meetings. But
Yeah.
but you don't see it on your calendar.
Right,
You
and
don't
sometimes
see
that does happen, and then
Right.
that can cause a friction for one. Because I know
Right.
I've gotten super irritated at times whenever that's happened. I'm like, "What you mean you got to meet right now?" I'm like, "That wasn't on my calendar."
Right.
Or are you taking surprise meetings too?
Right.
So communicate and coordinate.
Right.
And so how do you feel like that is a benefit for a couple that's in business to communicate and coordinate
Well, because
in all facets, right? Not just period.
yeah, I mean, well, communication is everything. I mean, you got to know, you know, where each other are. You know, you got to know, and so you got to communicate to know how to move.
Yeah.
As a single entrepreneur, your day is already hectic.
Yeah.
So imagine being a couple and as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's
With
like
kids. Yeah.
right. So it's like
Yeah.
it's so much stuff to balance, right? There's so much stuff that's going on. It's so many distractions, and if you like us, it's certain things that can't move without the other person. It's like you gotta be on everything has to be on one accord, and it's intentional. And sometimes it can be strenuous, because again, you're talking about 2 human beings. Y'all already are married. Y'all in business together, and you have to make sure that your schedules align with everything that you're doing. You know,
Yeah,
and that's a task, right? So you definitely have to be very intentional about making sure that those things align, especially if you're looking to have consistency and growth in your business.
Okay, yeah, and I feel like that was good, communication and coordination, just because of the simple fact of the matter, like you said, it's 2 different human beings, you know, and to basically be able to builds a routine, you have to be able to communicate even your goals, even like, you know, where are we trying to take the business, where are we trying to take the family, what are our long-term goals, where are our short-term goals, and then that's where the coordination comes, because you have the goals. Okay, now how do we get there, which will be the planning with the coordinating those goals, coordinating the track on how do we actually reach those goals as a couple, how to reach those goals as a family. So what would you say the second thing is?
The second thing I would say is
say it.
Be flexible. Because
okay, elaborate on that.
Yeah, because okay, so you gotta communicate and coordinate, but you have to be flexible because like shit happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it happens, yeah.
every day is not gonna go as you planned it. It's not gonna be to the T.
So are you trying to throw that at me?
A little bit. Like,
I felt like I could tell this because it was the way that you said it, and it was like you didn't want to say it. So I was like, you must be trying to throw that at me. So okay, that's good. You know what, y'all? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna receive it. No, I'm gonna receive it. I'm gonna receive that.
Yeah, it's like you gotta expect the unexpected, right? And it's almost like you expect the best, but you plan for the worst.
But I just don't like that mentality. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like.
But it's not having like. It's
like
not
a
having,
negative mindset.
It's not having a negative mindset
okay.
that, oh, something bad gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it's the mindset to say, in case something does happen, I'm still gonna have a positive attitude. I'm still gonna adapt and still get the business clear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right, well, you know, this may have happened. I may not be able to make this happen at 5:15, but I can still make it happen at 5:30. I can apologize to whoever I need to apologize to and to myself, but I can still make it happen.
Yeah. And I guess, you know, when you are, so I think men, and y'all correct me, like let us know how y'all feel about this. I think men are more flexible than women. Because I think you don't think so?
Nah, we just less emotional.
Okay.
So it's like when something don't happen, it's like we not, you know, we're not having an emotional meltdown. It's like, all right, we just trying to figure out how we maneuver. Like, can we still do what we doing? All right, they brought the food back. It's cold. I don't like it. All right, well, can I like it a little bit? You know, is the drink okay? Is it worth me sending it back?
Yeah, you told me that a lot. Yeah.
So it's like we may just analyze the cost of like what would happen if something melt down, opposed to just finding an alternative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? So you feel like men are more flexible it's not that y'all are more flexible. You feel like you guys are more or less emotional, which actually makes you able to analyze a situation and find a solution.
Yeah, just give you a little bit more room to adapt. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not so emotionally connected to what didn't happen.
Okay.
You more focused on like, well, what can happen? Something else can still happen. This didn't happen, but something else can still happen.
And that's something that I feel like for me, I'm personally working on is, you know, my flexibility, because I do feel I try to be flexible. I really, really do. But I think that sometimes I have gotten better. Do you think so?
I think so. Okay,
I've gotten better, but I do feel like sometimes, you know, I can be gung-ho stuck is the right or stuck on like something, like expecting something to happen and then it doesn't happen, and then like I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, you know. And right now, because of the place that we're in, like we're in one of those places where routines matter, organization matter, you know, deadlines matter, production matters. We have specific goals that we're trying to reach, and I think because of that, you know, it makes me more hyper focused on what we're actually trying to do. So when something doesn't happen, I'm super like, you know, about to just fall off the rocks, like for real, because I'm like, well, we said that we were doing this, and if we don't do this, then this is not gonna happen, you know. And I know that like I know that that's probably one of the things is, you know, even saying that's why I have to receive it, because I'm like, okay, like that was for me. You know, it's a good thing, but because we've been in business for so long, we've had to be flexible. And I think that sometimes you don't realize that you're being flexible. You just think that you're operating.
Yeah.
You know, and
so not to cut you off, but that will go into like that will go into what I would say the third thing. Third thing is don't get comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's overall,
right.
period. Yeah, that's something we talk about a lot.
Don't get comfortable in your marriage. You know, don't get comfortable in your business. You know, and
until I think in your business, yeah.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get comfort misconstrued with enjoying the fruits of your labor, because it's not the same.
Yeah.
You know, being comfortable means that now that being comfortable means you ain't growing. So anytime that you get to a place of comfort, you're no longer growing. You're no longer in a growth state. That means you chilling. You like chillaxing. You know what I'm saying? Retired people are comfortable. And I ain't saying.
What about people like Warren Buffett? And
well, no,
Jeff
I'm not gonna
Bezos?
say. I'm not gonna say retired people. Let me fix that. Seniors are comfortable. They're old. They're elders. They're in their 70s or 80s.
And when you've reached a certain level of wealth.
Yeah, but even seniors may not be wealthy. But why I say seniors, because you can be 40 and be retired. That don't mean that and be wealthy. But if you're a senior, you're not trying to grow. You're in your senior state.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Living. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your.
But Warren Buffett, he's definitely a senior.
He's a senior. He's wealthy. I don't think Warren Buffett is retired, but but he's senior. He's wealthy. So, but even then, he's still in the. So that's why I can't even say he's retired, because he's still in the growth mind state.
Yeah, he really
is. He continues to educate himself and grow. So while I say seniors that are senior citizens, retired, they're not looking. They're looking to live their life comfortable.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
where they are. Right. So as an entrepreneur, as a married couple, as a copreneur, the moment that you feel like that you could just be comfortable, then nothing about your situation is going to grow.
We got comfortable before.
Oh, we got comfortable a few times.
Yeah.
You know, and then you see the result. When you back
trying to make some stuff happen.
When you see the result. Yeah. When that account start looking a little suspect, and you like,
oh, because I ain't been sourcing no more business.
Like, right, you done fell back because you had some.
Or you get to a certain place and you create more expenses for yourself. Because I think that's the thing. We were talking about that this morning on on the other platform. We were talking about just. Once you actually get to that place, it's like you still have to manage your money. If you make it to a certain level and you're not managing your money and you're creating more expenses, then the money that you have budgeted for to live off of freely and comfortably, now it's gonna become a point to where you're not able to meet the needs of the money that you actually budgeted for.
This episode of the Own Your Keys podcast is brought to you by our sponsors, the Arts Council of Greater Baton Rouge. The Arts Council's mission is to promote cultural growth, economic development, and everything art. Becoming a member of the Arts Council, you can enjoy things like adaptive workshops, writing workshops, and musical entertainment. Click the link in the description, y'all, and support the Arts Council by becoming a member. Now let's get back to it.
Right, that money is not able to meet your needs because you are living outside of your means at this point. So even when you become wealthy, you still have to live within the means of your wealth.
So that's gonna go into the next one is discipline.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
How do I know that you're saying all this stuff?
I mean, it's like to have a successful routine, and even going back to everything you just said, you have to be disciplined. And being disciplined just means that you're willing to create barriers for yourself that you may not like. Yeah. That you may not enjoy. Yeah. But you're willing to create them and follow them.
Yeah, that's eliminating toxic people out of your life. That people, especially people that bring you back to a level that you used to be. If you know that you're in a place where if you used to spend money on all of this kind of stuff and now you want to invest more into yourself and more into your business, and these people they don't understand that, you can no longer be around those people, right? Because those people don't get your goals. Those people are not aligned to your future. They're aligned to your past, right? And so because of that, you have to be able to eliminate those kind of people out of your life. Substances that you are using, right? If you're using substances that are making you not be productive in your business, that it's gonna, especially if you've been a drinker, right? No, seriously,
It's funny. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, if you've been a drinker and you know, like even for me, I'm in a place in my life where I cannot drink like how I used to, right? Now at first that bothered me because I'm like, I just want to drink, you know? I just want to have a drink. But at the place, and my body doesn't just want me to just have a drink, right? So with that being said, I can no longer do that. And when I drink like that, guess what? I'm not able to do the things that I need to do in my business. Yeah. So, you know, you may have to cut back. I'm not saying that you have to totally remove whatever it is from your life, but maybe cut back on it, especially if you're trying to grow to a place, you're trying to excel, you're trying to build wealth, whatever it is, whatever you and your partner are trying to do that is not like what y'all used to do, there's some things that you're going to have to change. And when you change those things, you have to be disciplined. Because if you're not disciplined, it's not going to change. And change doesn't change until it changes.
Correct.
So, you know, it's really one of those things that, you know, you have to really dive deep within yourself. You know, we had our last financial workshop last night that we did of, you know, of this quarter, right, of this year. And you know, we were just so transparent, which we typically love to be like that, just because, you know, we've been through so many different things and in so many different places in our marriage and in our, you know, entrepreneurship journey, that we don't like to just make it seem like we haven't been through anything. You know, we've been through a lot of things, and even when you've been through a lot of things, the only way that you're actually able to grow from failing, or, you know, is that if you fail forward, right? If that you actually take time and say, okay, well, this wasn't actually an L, this was a W, because I was able to learn from it, and what I learned, I'm able to impart back into my life. So basically, you know, when you're building a routine as an entrepreneur couple, right? Because we just went a little bit up, no, but look, we got it. I got you. So as an entrepreneur couple, when you're really trying to build a routine, be consistent with your routine, and really, I feel like this is like elevation. These are the things that you have to do together to really elevate. You know, coordinate and communicate. You know, you want to be flexible. If you feel like you can't communicate with your partner, find out why, right? Because money is a big issue. Divorce is a big issue, right? But when you're communicating about everything else, communicate about your finances. You can't get comfortable with your finances unless you have reached your FIN number. That's when you're comfortable, right? You have to be flexible also, so that whenever you're building your budget, right? Whenever you're building in a budget, you said something to the class last night about a budget. I forgot what it was that you said, but a budget is not for you to be deprived.
Yeah, budget is not to deprive you. It's just, it's about preparation. It's about preparation,
yeah. So you're preparing for where you're trying to get to. What does that look like? If you guys do not know your financial independence number, y'all have to go back and figure that out. And we actually have a free template for you guys to use. So y'all go and get the template and put your expenses in and build your FIN number. Look at your FIN number so that you can actually start to build a financial strategy for your life, for wherever you guys are trying to get to. And then it was another thing that you said, discipline. That is a flexibility, like building a budget, do not be comfortable.
Don't get comfortable.
Don't get comfortable. Comfortability is really, I put that in my diary, like comfortability is really one of those things that hinders your progress. Yeah. And then number 4 is flexibility. And I would say number 5 is just have a financial plan. You know, have a strategy for your finances. Have a strategy for wherever it is that you're trying to get to, because, you know, with the thing that we have to realize, especially for us as Black people, is, you know, divorce is real, right? You know, financial issues are so real, and money is emotional. You know, when you don't have money, when we as a people do not have money, it affects every single thing that we do in life. You know, people like to make it seem like this is this taboo subject, but it's really not. You know, there's nothing that we're able to do. Even what you're watching us on right now, even if that's your cell phone is not free. You know, so and money really is what makes the world go round. And I tell people this all the time. Money does not buy you happiness, but being broke don't make you happy either. So which one you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to pick what you want. Well, pick your poison when people say that, you know. So it's like, nah, money doesn't buy you happiness, but it gives you choice. It gives you the flexibility to actually make choices so that you can have the joy and the fulfillment in your life that you actually want, you know. So when you're communicating and you're coordinating, right, you're also communicating and you're coordinating about your finances. Okay, where are we trying to go, right? And we're also communicating about the things that we don't like about our finances. You know, I should be able to come to my husband, you should be able to go to your husband, and you should be able to go to your wife or your partner, whatever that looks like, right? And say, babe, you know, this is, I don't like the way that you've been doing this. Knowing and building up to your financial independence number also takes discipline, right? Because that means we may not be able to go out every weekend, right? But we may be able to go out once or twice a month.
But the reality of it is that maybe you can go out every weekend, but it's about how you go out.
Yeah.
Right? Because what we would do unprepared, we would just go and do things and then try to figure out how we're going to recoup from it later.
Yeah.
Recouping from it, whether you had to recoup from the hangover or you had to recoup from your account being overdrawn, or you had to go and file an extension for your light bill because you spent too much money last weekend. The right way to do that would just be to plan for it, and then you enjoy the money that you plan for.
Yeah.
It don't matter how much. It could have been $30, it could have been $50, it could have been $500. But that's what you plan for. That's what you put aside. That's what you budgeted for. You budgeted for that experience, for that time.
Yeah.
So,
and make sure that it's an experience, you guys. Like, that's one of the things that we, in this last year, this is something that we both talk to each other about. It's like the experience that we have and that we're having. You know, again, y'all heard me be transparent about this, about my flexibility, right? You know, he's had to tell me plenty of times, like, I told him, I said, I feel like my life has been rushed. I was a teen mom, I got married as a teenager, you know, all of these things. So I feel like my life was so rushed. So even as an adult, my life, because I was rushing, moving all the time. I've even gotten to a point in my adulthood where I was like that, to where he's had to tell me, babe, just chill. You know, just chill, like, you know, just enjoy the ride. Because I'd be like, babe, why are you driving so slow, you know? Women, girls, hey, my sis, yeah, y'all know we like to drive on the passenger seat. So, with that being said, I would say the fifth thing is making sure that you have a financial strategy, whatever that financial strategy looks like for you. Have that, include that. And I said that as I'm saying it as number 5, and I mean, I didn't even know if that's what, but I think that that's so important, not only just because that's everything that I do every single day when it comes to finances. Even, you know, being a financial therapist, it's like, money is emotional. Money is so intertwined in our marriages. It's so intertwined in our business. I mean, we don't have a business if we don't have money, you know? I'm just saying. And so, you know, with that being said, you know, it's last, but it's not the least. It's actually one of those things that's up there with sex.
Yeah.
You know, like your fulfillment, your joy that you have in life and all of that, like, you know, reaching a level to where it's like, you don't want to have to think about money. You know, like having that, like, financial wellness is super, super, super important. So, you know, let's just make sure that as we're doing all of those things, we include our money. Your money should be in number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5.
Yeah,
you know,
it's ongoing. That was a good thing to mention with sex, because I mean,
it's the truth though. Like,
you shouldn't stop having sex if you're married.
Yeah, you definitely should not stop having sex if you're married.
Like, for your financial well-being, that is an ongoing.
Well, let me say this, and if you do stop having sex, right? Like, find out why. You know, there can be health things that's you know, aligned to that. But if it's not anything health, and it's just that I don't like you, you don't turn me on anymore. Like, I would want to figure out, like, what does that look like? You know, that's something that we've talked about a lot. It's like, you know, making sure that we have that open line of communication there. And at times in the beginning of our relationship, it was not a comfortable conversation, but, you know, now, you know, it's like it's just a conversation that we can just have just anywhere, anytime. But anyway, so definitely treat money in your relationship like you treat sex. You know, just because of the simple fact of the matter, it's like money is attached to everything that you do, you know. And so I think that if we're comfortable enough to talk about sex, we should be comfortable enough to talk about money. You know, I should be comfortable to say, if you don't have a good credit score, if you don't have money saved, right? I should be able to be comfortable to say, babe, like, you know, we need money saved, right? But why do we need money saved? You know, if just like even insurance, people don't want to talk about insurance, right? Insuring your family. But if you don't have $15,000 to $20,000 saved up, if you guys together combine, right? And something happens, and if y'all are living off your business, this is a perfect thing. If you're living off of your business, how are you going to bury your spouse? But then even more so, how are you going to be able to sustain? Right. And for me as a woman, and even I feel like as men, it's like, you know, you don't want to leave your wife and children here to be struggling. Right. You know? And if you don't want your wife, you know, they have something we've heard men say, oh, she's not about to be living off of my death. Have a trust. You know, have a trust set up to where whatever it looks like, you know, you can control your money from the grave. I'm just being honest, like, you know, but make sure, like, even for me, it's like I would not want my husband to be here with all of the expenses that we have created together. Like, that's, to me, I just don't feel like that's right. And you know, it's a conversation that needs to be had, but you definitely need to insure your family. Like, insure yourself, insure your kids. Things are happening so much nowadays, and if you are a couple in business together and you guys know that you guys live off of this business, you may need key employee insurance. You know, it's a lot of different things that you can actually have, you know, to protect you guys, protect your family, but then also just in the place of a loss, right? You know, that's what insurance is there for. It's for a loss. And so you don't want to have lost your partner and then you're lost too financially. Right. You know, so yeah, I think this was a really good episode. I think this was good, y'all. Let us know how y'all felt about this. But yes, for entrepreneur couples, I'm just going to reiterate everything real quick. For entrepreneur couples, you know, when you're building a routine for consistency, when you're building a routine to build wealth, right? When you're building a routine to really get to a place of financial wellness, you want to coordinate and communicate. You want to have flexibility. You want to not be comfortable. Please don't get comfortable. You want to be disciplined, and you also want to have a financial plan. You know, you really do. And then if y'all need any help, y'all already know where y'all can reach us. On Your Keys, at Mink Simona on Instagram. For my women out there, you know, y'all already know what we do on $1 Million Chicks. It's all about financial wellness. That's all it is about with me. We already know that. Like, when it comes to me with these finances, with us being able to really educate each other, support each other, build this safe environment where we can actually talk about, have real conversations about money, like that. When it comes to that, it's like, that's all that I'm about. Like, us as black women, is 16 million of us out here. And guess what? Not even 60% of us are invested in anything, and that is detrimental for us as a woman, because when you financially empower a woman, you financially empower her whole entire family. And so with that being said, we definitely as black women have to make sure that, you know, we have things set up for ourselves too, you know. So yeah,
and y'all know y'all can find me at the Monopoly Boss on Instagram and at the Black Monopoly. Y'all know it's everything about being investment trained, you know, commercial real estate, investing. We showing you exactly how to leverage, get the bag, but make sure you can keep the bag.
Oh, that's good. Make sure you can keep the bag. Yes. So thank you guys for tuning in, and y'all already know this is the On Your Keys podcast. Signing out. Peace.